Hello, this is Rhett Scott at hpCommerce Software. Welcome to day 5 of our HP Quick Start class. Today's class will be on kits, bill of materials, fine-tuning Orion to maximize your productivity. We're going to take a look at a few items on the dashboard. The dashboard is very similar to the dashboard in part maintenance with the exception of the e-commerce items. You can pull up a kit and a bill of material in part number maintenance and modify the e-commerce information for those items, but there are a lot of other functions that you're not able to perform on kits and bill of materials in part number maintenance, and you have to come over to the respective menu, bring up the item, and edit it from there. Down in the dashboard we have our calculate pricing power tool that we saw in kits, and it works exactly the same way as it does in kits. Rolls up the pricing and cost for the individual components. We're going to save both of those, and then it gives us an option to set our average cost to true cost. So now we have pricing and cost for the item. Those have all been rolled up based upon the components. Just like with part number maintenance, you're able to print out labels. You can look at purchase history, sales history, detailed info. Here we have a breakdown of the inventory on hand, which we didn't have with kits. And you can put in quantity price breaks. You can even build alternates as needed. Now let's take a look at manufacturing a bill of material and then stock checking. So we'll escape out to the bill of material menu. The first item that I want to cover is the requisition sheet. This is where you can print out what goes into building up a bill of material so that you have a worksheet to work from. But I omitted a really nice feature in talking about the bill of materials that I want to go back in and pull up the bill of material we were working with so that I can show you how you can add optional instructions. So we'll go back into the edit menu option and we'll pull up our bill of material item. And if we look down in the dashboard, we'll see an option for instructions. Now these instructions behave the same way as the item memo, but they are separate. If you remember from our review of part number maintenance, the item memo is available for labor and parts, and you can go in and type up a very long description to describe either the work you did for the labor item or additional information for the part. Instructions are meant just for use when building the item, so they only print out on the requisition sheets. So the value of these instructions is it gives you an opportunity to spell out a recipe card that someone could use in order to build the finished item. So in the case of fluid transfer products, for instance, they make hose assemblies. They can go in and describe exactly how long to cut each hose piece, how to finish off the ends, what order to assemble them in, what kind of crimping tools to use. That's all very valuable information that they can work through and give a step-by-step instructions for how the item is to be built. Let's see how that appears on a requisition sheet. So from the bill of materials menu, we'll go into print BOM requisition sheet. It will want us to find the bill of material we're interested in. It wants to know how many we want to make. And then it prepares the bill of materials requisition sheet for us. The sheet will show every component we've defined. It will list as instructions the different types of comments that we've made on the order or on the item or the component. This first one is an item comment that's attached to this particular component that we added onto the bill of material. And the second instruction is where we use the line type C to add some instructions. If we go down all the way to the bottom of the requisition sheet, we'll see where it starts the instructions for the bill of material. This area will grow and spill over into additional pages as needed to print out all the instructions that you've listed. I also want to point out the behavior of these documents when it comes to nested bill of materials. When you print out a requisition sheet and it sees that there are nested bill of material items on the sheet, it will ask you if you want to include a breakdown of those in the requisition sheet. If you say yes, then it will print out all of the sub-assemblies nested inside the master document so that you can see how the individual assemblies are put together. The other incredibly valuable item that it will give you is that at the very end of the document, it will print out a master picking list. It will not only take all of the items that are on at the top level for the bill of material, but any nested bill of materials all the way down to the lowest nesting level. It will collect and summarize all of the components that are needed so that you can go in one step and pick out all of the individual components out of your stock room and bring them all to your assembly bench to be able to build the finished item.